Hi, Pisces. It's Mary with Seer. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your likes and shares. I really appreciate you being here with me and your support. It means a lot to me. Those who have booked a reading, I appreciate that and donated to my cause, to me. Bought me a coffee. And so if you're in the Utah area, I do shows, like a lot of shows where I sell my jewelry that I make. So if you're ever in the area, please check out my schedule on my website. The information is in the description box. And I'm distracted. Yes, you're right. I am very distracted. And because I'm in this Neptunian energy, I'm like, woo, time is going by fast. And right now, this is my third time trying to do your reading. So I don't know if you got a lot of stuff shifting. Maybe we have a lot of stories trying to come through. My nose itches. Okay. What's on the bottom? Six of Fire reverse. Okay. Six of Wands reverse. So that, I'm just going to put that there because I kind of felt like somebody was looking at it. That is, a lack of victory. It's not having victory. Okay. So this is you versus them love reading, February 2020. This is you right here. This is the Tower reverse. This is them over here. Messenger of Earth. So it could be an Earth sign. This is a Knight of Earth. Knight of Pentacles, basically. So Tower over here. So the Tower reversed, it can be a controlled demolition when it's reversed. It could be avoiding the Tower sometimes. It could be avoiding the destruction or something, some major upheaval. Also, Pisces, it could be cleaning up afterwards, okay? So, like, maybe if something major just happened, it could be you could be in the aftermath part of it. But either way, the Tower is the main energy, the change, the shift. And it could be internal, it could be external. We'll get another card here. Well, let me talk about Messenger of Earth. I'm so sorry. So this is the opposite party, Pisces, and this could be Earth sign, like we said. Doesn't have to be, but this is a younger energy, and it is a slow moving energy. It's somebody that really wants to do things the right way. They want to be, it's like that. What we always say about this card, slow and steady wins a race, but it takes forever. But this is somebody that when they build, they take their time. They look at everything, they weigh everything, and as if you were building a fence, okay? And you checked everything. You made sure your cement was just so, or however you're going to build it. You made sure your fasteners were the right way. You made sure it was going to stand the test of time. This is how, even though it's a Knight, he's still the slowest moving Knight because he does things the right way, okay? When he's upright, he does them the right way. Very in the moment, very three-dimensional, okay? It's all about the physicality. And it's the earth energy. If you think of how trees grow slowly, it's not like the wind, it's not like the water, it's not like fire that moves much faster than earth, okay? All right, so I don't know why I need to say it that way, but somebody needed that. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the past. So Pisces, this is you, and this is, this is Two of Cups reversed. So this is somebody that, man, I really thought that person for the past was my soulmate. I really thought this was the one that I was going to be with forever. And here it is. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe something happened in some kind of connection. Or it could have been something you loved dearly, like this great job that you had to leave because some stuff happened. Something where a decision was made or had to be made to either avoid this destruction or to take it down. It had to be taken down. Well, in the past, the emotional connection wasn't there, whatever that means, emotional satisfaction. That is why this is coming down. But the fact that it's showing up as a Two of Cups reverse says, at one time I thought that was the one, or this was the right place for me to be. And it was really strong, obviously, because it was almost like you were supposed to do this. You were supposed to be with this person, that kind of feeling, right? Okay. So we're going to talk about this energy over here, Pisces, the past. And this is the Six of Air. So this is the Six of Swords. And this is moving to a safe place or going overseas. It could be a trip, but it's in the past. There's something that in the past. Six of Swords, going to a safe place, going to another place. So it kind of feels like that this other party that's very careful about how they do things, it almost feels like they left because they couldn't have success where they were at. And it's almost like Pisces, like you're left with a mess of it. But they had to go and get their success. But it feels like they had to do the best thing for them. It doesn't feel like it was in a mean way, because these cards are upright over here. You know? So we're going to look at your side a little bit deeper here in a minute. So we're going to pull another card. We're going to pull like another one of the energy for each of you, and then one with the combined energy. Okay? So that's what we're going to do now. So we have the Seven of Cups. So Pisces, it kind of looks like we have the Seven of Water reverse. It's like when this is upright, is I can't make a decision. I'm living in a fantasy. I don't know who I love, what I want to do with my life, or I don't know. It's like there's too many people I want to date, or too many. And here we're kind of down to, well, I've narrowed it down. So it might have, it's like in the past you couldn't decide if this was the person you wanted to love. And therefore, the person couldn't wait. And that's kind of where, because of where you're at now, it might be the realization that this could have been the one. Because you've narrowed down your options. You're not confused anymore. And that could be why your tower's coming. Where you were confused in the past. And that would make sense, because that would be the lack of success. Lack of victory. But this person went moving on to a better place, because as slow as they were moving, they couldn't wait anymore. That's how it feels. Okay, let me do another card. Seven of Fire says, I've got my own Seven of Wands. Look, I've got things I want to do, things that I want to see, and this person needed to get to high ground so they could have balance. That's what it feels. Look at this unicorn on this hill. This is a magical creature. Yeah. And this person had to get on with their journey. They had to conquer what they needed to conquer in their life. They had to fight their own battles and defend themselves. They couldn't do it where they were at. Okay. So, but on your side, Pisces, and you can flip this, of course. On your side, it looks like that you just couldn't decide. Like it feels like maybe you wanted to have other options. Maybe you had other people you were seeing, and this person swept in. It was like, I know you're really, but I got this, So I don't think doesn't feel like it was mean or deceptive. It was just a lack of focus. Okay. All right. So we're going to do the combined energy. Okay. And that's the Queen of Air. So this is the Queen of Swords reverse. So this is maybe some things were spoken that weren't very nice. And that's where you're at now. Maybe there was some back and forth where you're not and you're not and you're not. But somebody here told the truth. And it wasn't pretty. When the Queen of Swords is reversed, she'll tell the truth, but she'll kind of rip your heart out a little bit when she's doing it, because she's had enough. And maybe you guys took it out on each other. You didn't. I mean, it kind of feels like you felt abandoned, but then she or she, however that works, felt betrayed because you couldn't decide if she was good enough. And that hurts. That hurts when you can't decide, when maybe your other options aren't quality people. This feels like it was a quality person. And I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you what's coming through. And I think you know that those other options weren't quality. That's why you're here now. That's why the Tower moment is happening for you. And the things that were said or weren't said, they were cruel. Here's where the cruelty came in, I guess at the end, because of the hurt feelings. But truly, we can't expect somebody to wait around when we can't even decide if we want them. That's really painful. It's really painful. It's giving your power away. And I don't know how long this person did this, that was not something that they were willing to do anymore, because they could see that they had good things waiting for them. And it doesn't look like it's they were running to somebody. They were running for their own happiness, or leaving to have happiness. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get some information, some advice from your angels and ancestors. Yours, ours, everybody's. Okay. So the lack of success here, that wasn't easy to say, I can see is it's tough. It's tough, but these are the actions of our consequences. So it feels like, Pisces, there might have been some drinking or something going on during that time for you. I mean, that sometimes when substances are involved, we get a little confused, and that's, that happens pretty easy. No judgment, it's just what's coming through, that's all. Okay, so it's going to be you, Pisces. This is Eagle, see from a higher perspective. This is the counterpart here. This is the high priest. This person intended to create. This person knew that they had to leave. They couldn't do that. They were at the fork in the road, and they had to leave. They had to do it to save themselves, and they had to leave you behind. I mean, it's just the way it was, because you weren't, well, you just weren't on board. You weren't in the place, a good place, not with yourself, and not with, it was a place of confusion. But your card, the seen from a higher perspective, so it still feels like you're very emotional about this. That's understandable. You're Pisces, my goodness. But not only that, it's pain in the heart. Seeing it from a higher perspective might be considering what this person may have felt like. If there's any way you could put you in their place, that would help you. Then you won't have to go through the lesson of being treated that way. If you can try to understand, you may avoid a karmic lesson of this happening to you, just like you did them, because so you can understand. The higher perspective is so many things. Higher perspective could be that maybe you wrote this. If you believe in multiple lives, that you wrote this in a contract for both of you to experience with each other, and to release the anger. If you can release the anger, then that might help you see that. Well, you might be able to see it from a different perspective. A higher perspective would be, yeah, we did that contract and we both played our part perfectly. And so even though you couldn't decide, it's still the way it was. Were you a bad person because you did it? Did you do it in malice? I mean, if you did, then you need to look at that. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but you can look at that. If you didn't, then you can forgive that. Even if you did it in malice, you can forgive that. It's all a lesson. It's all reasons. We've all done things that we're not very proud of. We've all done that. I mean, maybe there's lessons over here that they wish they had done better too. I'm sure there is, because there's always situations like that, no matter what side you're on, where the other person wished they had done something different. But the bottom line is we don't have to be anything, but it would help us if we could be responsible for our part, whatever part we played in it at the time when we didn't have that higher perspective, when we couldn't see from the other point of view, or maybe understand why. How does this aid in my growth as a human being? How does it aid in the growth to help me learn how to love better? Most of all, loving myself, to do what's good for myself, instead of having kind of an avoidance type of behavior. I don't feel anything malice about you, Pisces, at all. Not at all. But that doesn't mean sometimes in a certain energies, we don't undermine ourselves anyway. That's all. This is part of sometimes these kind of things happen as it helps stretch us and helps us get past some of the excuses that we used in the past. I kind of had this kind of thing happen to me in the last, let's say, 5 years. And the more days that go on, the more I see how I played a part in it, how my choices, how my history and all that was a part of this. So even though in the beginning I may have felt like I had been the one that got the raw end, because that's the way we feel in the beginning, that wouldn't be so now. It's different now. And that is taking a higher perspective, taking a different point of view. And as time goes on, and each little piece that you get to heal, you get to see a new perspective. You get to say, well, maybe I did not show up the best right there. Maybe I wasn't honest about dating other people because I didn't want to lose them. Maybe I wasn't being honest to myself what I was doing. And maybe I felt guilty about that. That's why I hid stuff or whatever. We all hide stuff no matter what we're doing, if we're feeling guilty about it, if we're feeling like we're not doing so well. Anyway, you know. But those are just some examples, Pisces. We're at 16. Okay, so let's do some Amente cards, because there's this person here knows. This person, I believe, because of the pain, they leveled up in their power. I don't know if they were intuitive before, but they're the high priest now. That means that they are connected to spirit. They're connected to spirit. I want you to know that both of you guys have birds in your readings. You're probably connected in the 5D. Ooh, I got chills. I think you know that. That's why it's still painful for you. If you have had lifetimes together and this is a contract that you made, even if, it's just, and you talk to each other in the spiritual realm, this may have been it for this lifetime and maybe not. But if it's something that you kind of feel like that could be a possibility, we may have lifetimes over and over with people. And this may be someone that you're never ever far away from. Just like other people that you love. So it's something, maybe not in this life, we'll do it next time. We'll do better next time. You know what I mean? We just don't know all that stuff. There's so many things that could be that we just don't know. Okay, so this is you. This is the Amente deck, Amente Oracle cards. I honor virtue. So, virtue. I'm going to have to read that one. Let me pull it because it's kind of long, but I think you need that. Okay, the other one is I consume only my fair share. Only take what you're going to use. This is also the Devil card. This person needed to, part of their healing was getting away from the ego, their ego mind, putting that kind of down, not down, but kind of controlling that. That would be controlling the devil part of them, controlling the obsessions, controlling any addictions, controlling any not that you can't have fun, but we don't want the next drink to control what we do during the day because all we can think about is the next drink or the next cigarette or whatever. You see, that's what, and it's tapping into the healing and understanding the balance within us. We have the balance, the angel and the spiritual and the higher energy, the lower energy of ourselves. And we're bringing it through our third eye, which we're really trying to see. So let's talk about I honor virtue just a moment here. So this is about the 4 pillars of virtue. Oh, it's the very first card. Wow. Okay, so virtue is defined as moral excellence, goodness, or righteousness. This definition alone does not fully encapsulate what living this ideal means. It has been said that the 4 cardinal virtues are temperance, prudence, courage, and justice. 4 pillars emerging from a strong spiritual foundation that holds the divine astral architecture of the soul in place. Wow, of the soul in place. The pillars of virtue can be honored by remembering the call to action. The call to action this ideal invokes. To know means to record in one's memory, but to understand means to blend with a thing and assimilate it in oneself. So that's an Egyptian proverb. Man, I'm having a hard time speaking this. I apologize. It's taking the lesson and bringing it into ourselves so we're better. Transmuting the energy. To show temperance is to remind it to keep your spiritual scale balanced. Spirit scale balanced. To keep a calm mind, to control your emotions, to breathe, and remember love is the highest truth. To demonstrate prudence is to exercise caution, to remain practical, and to use discretion. It is to be aware and ponder the weight of your actions. Excuse me. To contemplate how each choice may manifest through every area of your life. Weigh and consider your option for action, because there is always a direct reaction as it ripples through time. To be courageous is to keep an open heart and stay strong in the face of adversity. It is to be reminded to create from a place of love by aligning your heart with your mind. You can dissolve any fear by facing it head on, because the only way to pass fear is through it. All darkness has a potential to be transmuted into light by letting your own inner light shine. Emotional, physical, and mental strength are the actions of this inner light, from which the courageousness emerges. The fortitude of I honor virtue allows for liberation of spirit, untethered from the binding chains of fear. See, this person has already gone through this, and they see it in you, and they had to allow you to do the work on your own. Okay? They could see that they couldn't do this for you. And I don't know if they try to help you in other ways before, but it kind of feels like they may have. But they were actually not helping you. Okay? To apply the virtue of justice to your life is to will what is fair and remember to do the right thing always. Be righteous. Being righteous isn't about having to be right. It's about being right in the spiritual sense of a connection to heart, to compassion, to kindness, to empathy, and to a humbled awareness of the interconnectedness nature of every living being. We're all connected, and therefore we do need to honor each other, because your actions affect theirs. That's by leaving, they were honoring you and letting you work your own karma, work your own lessons, find your own balance. Most of all, honor your own virtue. That was really beautiful. Take care, and I hope that helped you, Pisces. And I'll talk to you in a week or so, okay? Love you. Bye-bye.